Ben, we are your father. What?
No.
Everyone created Ben.
We all created him.
Yes. I don't
By
know
trying not to create Ben, they created Ben.
Yeah. So all their decisions led to him changing forever.
That's
And
right.
if Jack just wasn't so stubborn and just worked on him, it could have changed it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So sometimes when you know too much of something, you actually make that happen. You know, when you try to correct it.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I was with Juliet too, because like not saving a child, that's really hard. But Jack, I can see his perspective as well. I mean, he was always about saving lives, but they've been forced and, you know, completely messed with, what do you say, like, by Ben, that, you know, he just didn't want to do it. But now, because of that action and many other actions, Saeed shot him initially, shot Ben, that everyone caused this to happen. So,
exactly.
Anywho, Storm here.
Tom here.
Kimmy here.
Are you ready to get into this episode?
Let's get lost.
Ready?
Let's get lost. More lost. 512 on Amazon.
So it's true. You actually brought one of them to our temple.
He's just a boy, and he was dying.
Then you should have let him die.
Jacob wanted it done.
Hello, Benjamin.
I want to be one of you.
Just because you're living with them doesn't mean you can't be one of us. I'm Charles.
Oh, Xavier. Charles
Whitmore.
God. You're alive. Yes, I am. I broke the rules, John. I was going to answer for what I'd done. I was going back to be judged. By whom? I believe you call it the monster.
What do you do make of him?
Not sure. What has he told you?
He was watching over you, and he said you killed him.
I killed him? Really? Because he looks fine to me.
Turning everyone
Planting
against
a
them.
seed.
What if he was already here before we crashed? If he thinks I killed him, then he's insane.
I can do it if you want me to, Ben.
Shut up. Stay here, Ethan.
Oh.
Don't.
Russo, just here to take the baby.
No, only one more baby. No, only one more baby.
Oh, son of a gun.
Be grateful you're still alive. Now you listen to me. If you want your child to live, every time you hear whispers, you run the other way.
Well, this is your old office, huh? I never pictured you leading your people from behind a desk.
Was there something that you needed, John?
Well, Ben, I was hoping that you and I could talk about the elephant in the room.
It was the only way to get you back to the island. Along with as many of those who left as possible. And the only way to bring them together was by your death, and you understood that. It's why
But he
you were
was
about
gonna kill himself
when I
and-
stopped you.
If all I had to do was die, Ben, then why did you stop me?
You had
Yeah.
critical information that would have died with you. You're here, you're back. So are the rest of them. I don't know where yet exactly, but they came, it worked.
I was just hoping for an apology. I've decided to help you, Ben.
Help me do what?
Be judged. If everything you've done has been in the best interest of the island, then I'm sure the monster will understand. Caesar, right? I was under the impression these were found here, so I'm just going to borrow one. I'm happy to leave the other boat for you in case you want to follow us.
I'm sorry, but I'm calling the shots here. And I said you are not taking anything. What you are going to do is to sit down and tell us how you know so much about this island.
You looking for this?
Holy
No
crap!
way!
Shit.
Oh my god!
This gentleman and I are taking a boat.
He plays both sides pretty well.
Consider
Yeah.
an apology.
Well, whatever benefits him, he'll do it.
Looks like we're not the first ones who decided to tie up here.
That'll be San and Lapidus. It's the only place I can summon it. The monster. Once it arrives, I'll either be forgiven, or I won't.
I think you're lying. I don't think you care about rules.
And what do I want to be judged for, John?
You're killing your daughter.
Your orders were to exterminate that woman.
Why, she's no threat to us. She's insane, Charles. Besides, you didn't tell me she had a child.
Kill it.
It's not an it, this is a child.
Every decision I've made has been about protecting this island.
Is killing this baby what Jacob wants? You do it.
Okay, so it wasn't malicious. I mean, he tried to save her. He did save her.
That was your house, wasn't it?
Yes, and that's Alex's room.
I suppose you better go over there and check it out.
Ooh, it was fast. Oh, son.
Son?
That was taken in 1977.
Are you trying to tell me that your friends were in the Dharma Initiative?
You don't know about this?
Of course not.
He said if I ever wanted to see my husband again, I had to wait here for John Locke.
But considering he's dead, we ain't holding our breath.
Well, you might want to look outside.
I don't know how, I don't know why, but I'm sure there's a very good reason for it.
Let's just go back to the plane, see if I can fix the radio, and maybe we can get some help.
I'm afraid the island's not gonna like him.
If you leave with him, you'll never find your husband again.
I'm leaving with or without you.
If there's any chance of finding my husband, then I have to stay. How do we find Jen?
Ben has something to do first. Isn't that right, Ben?
Yes, John, that's right.
Better get to it then.
A drain.
I'll be outside.
Aww.
Sub's about to leave. You don't have to see him off, Ben.
Yes, Richard, I do. Came to say goodbye.
Oh, you didn't?
He's all
Tried to
roped up.
collect.
No, don't act as if I wanted this. You brought this on yourself. Because I'll sacrifice anything to protect this island.
You wouldn't sacrifice Alex.
You're the one who wanted her dead, Charles, not the island.
I hope you're right, Benjamin. Because if you aren't, she'll be dead. You'll be the one being banished. And then you'll finally realize that you cannot fight the inevitable.
Jack must have lied
Excuse me?
about Locke being dead. I don't know why he would, but that's the only explanation.
I've seen this island do miraculous things. I've seen it heal the sick. But never once has it done anything like this. Dead is dead. So the fact that John Locke is walking around this island scares the living hell out of me.
Ooh. Wow. It's a person.
It's John.
Look. It hasn't shown up yet. I only know how to summon it. I don't know where it actually is.
I do.
I do. Are you ready? Lead the way.
Charles? It's Benjamin.
How did you get this number?
It doesn't matter. What matters is, I'm going back to the island today, just as soon as I do one thing.
And what's that, Benjamin?
Kill your daughter. I think I know where we're going now, John.
Do you?
It's the same place they brought me as a child. It's where the island healed me.
We're not going into your temple, Ben.
We went in there.
We're going under it.
I need to ask a favor of you, son. If you can ever get off this island, find Desmond Hume for me. Tell him I said I was sorry.
Oh, he's gonna
Maybe it was
kill
attempted
her.
and didn't do.
Oh no.
What are you doing here?
No! Son of a bitch!
What?
Penny! Penny!
I'm sorry that you're caught up in the middle of this thing, but your father...
My father and I have absolutely no relationship
Your
whatsoever,
father is
so
a
whatever...
really terrible human being. He's responsible for the killing of my daughter. That's why I'm here.
Mommy! Johnny, go inside!
Don't do it. Good, so
All right.
because he said tell him I'm
So
sorry.
that's
so.
why he got beat up.
Whoa.
You know you were right.
He's confessing
Charles
now.
Widmore's men came. They gave me a choice. Either leave the island or let my daughter die. So you were right. John, I did kill Alex. And now I have to answer for that. I'll meet you outside. If I live...
Jesus.
Oh crap! Oh crap!
Ben!
Uh-oh. Use your judgment. Do you think he's going to be forgiven or taken? Oh no. It's terrifying.
It's going right
This kills
through.
you in such
It's
a
going
brutal
right
way.
past him. Okay.
You didn't tell me that you had a child. What was it I was supposed to do?
Kill it.
It's not an if, this is a child.
These people, you said they're dangerous. More dangerous than you?
Dad, help me.
She's not my daughter. She means nothing to me.
But he said that as a bluff.
Go ahead.
He didn't think he was actually going to do it. Yeah.
Daddy?
Daddy?
What?
Alex, it was all my fault.
I know.
Oh God, I hate this. I don't know. Like, I want it to be a sweet moment.
You will listen to every word John Locke says, and you will follow his every order. Do you understand? Say it!
Yes, I will if I am, I swear.
And then she's gone.
Ben? What happened?
It let me live.
I don't know. I get all these thoughts in my head. Like, I'm like, is he going to commit suicide now? Because he really just can't stand following John.
And I thought he was actually going to say, and I will follow you. I need to follow you. But he won't. He won't say that.
No, because if he tells him that, then John has more leverage.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, the island doesn't want that. I don't know. But that was a very powerful episode. I mean, seeing Alex again, too, I really thought, because Tom, I think you mentioned it during the reaction, I really thought that that Alex was going to be gifted back to him. Like, Locke came back to life, so that could have been a possibility, but I heard you say something like that. So I started thinking that would be a thing.
Well, it looks like it just kind of used her image to make a powerful statement back to him.
Yeah, I mean, perfect. that was perfect
to make it impactful, where he will listen to her. She definitely got his attention, and it was through her that he understands now that he can't kill him. Because I knew when he went down there, when he fell down there, that he was thinking, "Oh, I'm going to kill John, and then everything's going to be fine."
Yeah, the whole time he was manipulating, and he just was back and forth so much. But yeah, like, he is terrified of Locke, and honestly, like, him telling Son that, I agree with Ben. Like, there's so much mystery with I know we say John, I like call him Locke, but like, there's so much mystery with him that I think he's such an interesting character, and the whole time throughout this whole episode, he's smiling. Like, I feel like he upgraded, that he is in tuned or like even more a part of the island now.
Yeah, because he feels like, wow, I was resurrected.
Yeah, the island chose me.
I'm on the island.
That must be important.
With me. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
The whole time smiling and kind of manipulating Ben in the same way.
Well,
like,
he's become Ben pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's like, oh well, let's go, let's get you judged and see, and he's smiling the whole time, even when Ben started confessing his guilt and his true thoughts. Like, he's just smiling. Like, there's no other reaction besides, oh, I already predicted and knew this was going to happen. Like, everything. He is like way, like, so many steps ahead of everybody else.
Yeah,
like,
and
he knew this had to take place.
He did, and he knew that he had to be judged about Alex. So he already knew that, and it was true.
Yeah.
John knew that. So he has to, now John is the new leader, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he gets all the insight.
Yeah. And I am happy that Ben did not murder Penny, that her son came out, and that made him feel for Alex and didn't want to kill a mother.
Yeah, but Charlie didn't come out when he did.
Exactly. I thought he was going to say, well, if you're not close to your father, why did you name your son after him? But then when she said
you said Charlie. Okay.
Yeah.
When she said, don't hurt something about Charlie, and I thought, oh, he's going to say to her, well, if you're not close to your father, why would you name your son? But then when she said Charlie, he knew that Charlie was close to Desmond.
Yeah. And I thought you meant Dharma. Oh my goodness. But with Desmond.
Dharma!
But with Desmond coming out, I thought that's what you meant to say. Like, yeah, because he stopped him because he was in conflict when he saw their son come out of the boat. But then, Desmond went over and knocked him down.
Oh, yeah, because you don't touch his family. He worked so hard to keep his family
something
safe.
in that grocery bag must have stopped the bullet because that thing went straight into it.
That's right. What could it be? You said tuna fish.
Banana.
I mean, it could have been something in the grocery bag, but I think just like Michael and others where like if the island's not done with you, you can't die.
Exactly.
So that could be a thing too.
Yes.
But does the island have control over you if you're not on the island?
Well, just like Michael. Remember he tried killing himself off the island and he couldn't do it?
True.
You know, like, so, you can't, if the island's not done with you, you can't die. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty crazy.
And I thought it was interesting going to Charles on how he was banished from the island. He wanted Alex dead. And he even didn't want Ben there when Richard brought him to heal him. He didn't want Ben there because he was not of, the others. He was an outsider.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So he didn't care, child or not. He did not want an outsider in with them, in with the temple.
And the fact that he, like, had a child with an outsider, too. Like, there's a lot of conflict there where I'm like, to be that strong about killing a baby, because they don't belong there. I mean, that's pretty bad. And why would the island want that? Like, it's all a test. And here, Ben...
Well, for someone following the rules so much and then having a child with an outsider...
Yes.
Breaking those rules.
Right. And now we see that he broke them first. But not really, because they brought in an outsider, which is technically a rule that was broken. And the outsider was a child.
But
so you don't...
Jacob allowed it, so...
Jacob allowed it.
Who is Jacob? Is Jacob the... You don't know if Jacob's like the
maybe he's Richard's
disciple
father.
of this temple. Or,
Yeah, like it all comes down to this temple, I feel like, with Jacob and the smoke monster, Christian.
Yeah, and it sounded, I thought Richard said to Ben, my son is leaving. Are you going to say goodbye to him? And he says, I have to say goodbye to him. So Charles is Richard's son?
But see, Richard is not aging, which is kind of throwing me off.
No, but...
Yeah, you mentioned that, but I didn't really connect that.
Not.
So
maybe he didn't say son, but I thought he said.
I thought he did say that.
He might have. Yeah, he said something along those lines, but I wasn't connecting the words of.
So that's very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, again, we know that he doesn't age, and that's been, that's in the dialogue where even Sawyer was like saying something about that. We've heard that a few times. Saw the flashbacks with him seeing young Locke, and back in the the time jumps. Mm-hmm. So
who's the mom?
Yeah, it's just interesting why he doesn't even age. And then we have this Jacob guy who lives in the shadows that we never see. And then Christian's part of the smoke monster, apparently.
Yeah, he's like the judge, jury, and executioner.
What if Richard?
Because when we actually
Richard is like the doorway between the temple and the people? What if he's like the
I think
the
he
deity?
is the middle guy, but I don't know.
Well, he's got to be a little more powerful than that if he's not aging.
Yeah, because with Christian, like, we didn't see him when he was judging Ben. So I don't know if he actually becomes, like, the smoke monster or he just happens to be around certain times. Because he did see Michael right before he died, But, so the smoke monster did spare Ben's life there because he did have true emotions and he did something good where he wasn't evil enough to actually kill a child. He saved the child, adopted the child, loved the child, so he did something very good there.
And he screwed up at the end.
That's right. And when he and Ethan were going up against Rousseau, he didn't know there was a child there. He had no idea. He was just supposed to kill and leave. And when there was a child involved, that makes me feel much better about Ben. I feel that he does have a heart because he did save Alex and he didn't
kill Danielle
and he spared her life. So that's a true statement that he really did just make her, go away. If you leave us alone, we won't kill you and we'll keep your child safe. Yeah. And he did. And he he just fell in love with his child.
And why not tell him that you're walking into a harder situation with a child? So it feels like it's all a test. The island's saying to do these things, but it doesn't always mean it's right.
And was it really the child? Was it really the island saying it? Or was it just Charles? Just do it. You're supposed to do what you're supposed to.
Yeah, because Maybe too, and I'm kind of wondering if the island did say, because I don't know why Charles, I mean, he does a lot of crazy things, but why he would want to kill them besides being outsiders, like that's so far. I mean, maybe it was just him, but I was thinking like if the island is kind of, because why do they have to be so why do they have to think like that in the first place? So the island, I feel like, wants people there that are supposed to be there. So like it started with the island in the first place, with them not liking outsiders maybe. And I feel like the island's just testing them, so giving them these tasks to do just to see if it's the right choice, if they're making the right choice doing it or not. And the fact that Ben decided to save the child, I feel like the island knew that when he was a kid and saved him. So even though
to see if they're worthy
choices, like it was still kind of fated to be that way. So, he would do these good deeds down the road where he wouldn't become too absorbed or selfish with the idea of it's just us and no one else, no matter what the cost.
Right, and how innocent of a child you can raise this child to have your mentality, your upbringing. You can bring that child up to your beliefs, right from the start, so they can be one of you completely.
Yeah, like a caring environment, and he really cared for her, and he was really sweet to her. Like she was laughing, pushing her on the swing. Like it wasn't a bad childhood. It seemed like, So I'm glad to see those emotions, because I know he's not pure evil. He does bad things, and he does have a lot of revenge in his heart. I don't blame him, but to go that far, I'm glad he didn't kill Penny there. But to go that far where you're already like, it's of course premeditated. He actually took all the effort and work to go there to call Charles. So there were so many times he could have just said no, but to push that far to actually shoot someone, and thank God he didn't die, but he shot someone point blank, and then to go after Penny, who's an innocent person in all this, that's pretty darn far. So I'm glad that
it is, and for him to say that, pointing a gun at her, I'm sorry, I know you're in the middle of this, but pretty much it has to be done.
So to actually go that far, I mean, you have all these moments of like thinking about what you're doing, and so that was really bad. But his hesitation, then Desmond attacking him, like I'm glad it didn't go through it. Like she didn't.
So now we know how he got beat up when he was at the pier with everybody else.
Good old Desmond.
And right when Ben said, tell Desmond I'm sorry, I was like, crap. Because right when he shot him, I was like, okay, well, he couldn't have died there, but he was laying so still. I'm like, oh, crap. So, anyways, I was like, he had to survive for him to say that. But anywho, I'm glad they're alive. That's good. But now I'm kind of wondering if that'll connect to Desmond going back to the island for revenge. Who knows? Because he did push Ben in the water. So eventually, like, where did he float to? I'm sure Desmond.
And if I was Desmond and I'm going to put my scuba gear on, and I'm going to make sure he's dead.
Or
because we all know.
After.
Right? Yeah, and how can you sleep in the ship, just waiting for Ben to pop up? People.
Yeah, because I wouldn't just like let him float in the water. I'd like pull him out and do something about it, like talk to him, get him arrested.
It's broad daylight, so there's other witnesses, I'm sure. They heard a gunshot.
You're on a marina.
So what happened like right after that? So did Ben just like swim deep down somehow, even though he was beaten to a pulp? And
he probably had provisions down below. He was thinking of it.
There's some kind of bunker down there. What a crazy episode. And so the island spared him. He was judged, and we saw a bunch of flashes. And early on, I think it was with Echo or someone else, where we saw the flashes before, and it was very subtle, where I know you guys didn't notice it, and I noticed because I think I was editing that episode or something, and I just remember seeing like I paused it because I was curious, and you could actually see some images, like old pictures and stuff. So it actually knows your life, and it's showing what actually happened and what he feels, I guess, most guilty about. So to be able to do that, like, what is this smoke monster? It's like aware. So it can go through time.
It seems like it shows you what it's judging you for.
Yeah, like it internally knows, like, you. To actually like show you projections of like memories of what actually happened. It's like a godlike thing.
And this one was really, I mean, his vision of what really happened, that was like really in your face.
Yeah, he really saw it in detail.
Yeah.
It wasn't just pictures, it was like video. You know?
And then so realistic that she actually comes to life for a moment.
I know, and you know what? I'm glad that was the island warning him that you better do this or else, instead of, okay, you get to see all these bad things that you feel guilty about, and then brings Alex back just to kill him, because I really thought that was going to be a thing, because she was good with like the whole like sinister look almost.
I said, I think she's going to take care of him.
But I think,
and I'm like, that's going to be messed up if like that's how he dies. He gets killed by his own daughter's face.
The smoke monster, does things in the past, it kind of leaves you to guess what it wants you to do. But this time, it's by bringing Alex back to talk to him. It's telling him, don't fucking touch him. Sorry, my language.
Yeah,
don't touch him.
True. Yeah, that's.
I know what you were planning on doing.
Yeah,
you better not do it. Now you have to follow him.
It's the only way he's going to listen.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he'd question and try to manipulate.
You need something that pulls at your heartstrings to, get you to do what they want you to do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, that was a good episode, and I want to know more about Locke's connection, so we'll find out next time.
Meanwhile, Locke is like the in the Wizard of Oz with the wizard at the end of the movie.
He is the wizard.
Hey, the curtain behind the curtain.
Right? Yeah, and I want to know more about Christian and why he's so connected with that, too.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah. So until
Where's
next
Claire?
time, guys. Yeah, where's Claire? Jeez. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you very soon, as always.
Don't get
Bye,
lost.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.